everyone, and welcome to Back Talk Team. You just heard Amanda Visviz playing, and we're going to talk to her later. She was awesome, and we have some new people here today. First, let me introduce you to Max Kleiman.
Hello, everyone.
He has been a member of the YBA family for a very long time, but it's his first time on Back Talk Team.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited too.
Oh, thank you.
And here we have Mikki, who has been on our show one other time before, but not as a host. So this is her first time as a host on our show, and we're very excited to have you too. All right, so on our show today, we have a lot planned, mostly because the other day it was the first day of fall on the 23rd. So that means lots of fall festivals. So we're going to talk all about that. But first, some pop culture. Charlie Sheen. That's just what's been buzzing right now. For example, there was a roast about him, which Max and I just learned that a roast doesn't mean sitting around a campfire and roasting marshmallows.
I thought that for a very long time.
Me too, so did I. But there we go, there's Charlie Sheen at a roast, which for those of you who don't know that a roast isn't actually a marshmallow roast, it's where people make fun of you, right?
Exactly.
Especially celebrities, they make fun of you and they're really mean.
Which is pretty funny, actually, in my opinion.
So I didn't get around to watching this. The Charlie Sheen roast, but Max, you did, so
yes.
What was that like? Tell some jokes about it.
Okay, well, it was very funny in my opinion. You know, they get very pushy and edgy because, you know, the whole goal is to be mean to the other person. So there was jokes about Charlie's ex-wives and his kids getting taken away, which normally you'd be like, wow, that's kind of pushing it a little bit. But overall, in the spirit of everything that was going on, I thought it was very funny. And as I was telling them earlier, there was a very funny line from Seth MacFarlane.
Who's the creator of
the creator of
Family Men.
Well, he's the creator of Family Guy, actually.
Oh my god, I thought he was a Two and a Half Men guy.
No, that's Chuck Lorre, someone who didn't want to be associated with Charlie Sheen.
Oh yeah,
really.
okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, anyway.
Right, so Seth MacFarlane comes on and he says that if you flip the channel, they're showing the season premiere of Two and a Half Men tonight, where they're having Charlie Sheen's fake death. But if you just wait around for a couple months, you can probably see the real thing, which is, you know, kind of mean, but also very funny.
That's kind of pushing it almost.
Yeah.
But
it's true.
Exactly.
But yeah, next, I mean, there was a season premiere of Two and a Half Men, like that guy was talking about. And again, I didn't watch it. I'm busy, and I was never a big fan of Two and a Half Men. I didn't really jump on the Two and a Half Man fan bandwagon. But they had Ashton Kutcher on there playing the Charlie Sheen replacement, and I can't believe I forgot to watch it because Ashton Kutcher is smoking.
He is.
Right,
he needs
smoking.
a haircut, but he's
still
hot.
I mean, he was hotter back in the day,
yeah.
But now that he's married to a 50-year-old, it's kind of like he's gotten a little less attractive. But anyway,
I mean,
so
he could do really well. I mean, with his looks, he could probably get most girls that he wanted.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't need a 50-year-old old lady.
Right.
But so how was the season premiere with Ashton Kutcher? How did he do?
Well, I thought it was very funny. They brought out a lot of celebrities on the show. They had John Stamos, former Uncle Jesse from Full House.
I met that guy. I met him.
Really?
I met him one time. Yeah. I met him at a Beach Boys concert. Long story. We're not going to go into it, but go on.
Wow, look at her. She's like famous.
I know.
She's in with all the celebrities. But yeah, it was very funny. Ashton Kutcher came out and was, I thought, you know, as hilarious as he could be, replacing a big star in Charlie Sheen. And I'm anxious to look forward to the next episode and the rest of the season and see how it all plays out.
Well, actually, there were almost 30 million viewers, I believe, who tuned in to this.
27.7.
Oh, you're exact. You got a little mathematician here. I can never remember like numbers like that, but that's a huge number, and I think part of the point of it was people wanted to see if Ashton Kutcher would crash and burn as a Charlie Sheen replacement, and also people wanted to know how Charlie Sheen would die, because I think a lot of people kind of wished he would just go away. Like, part of the reason why I didn't want to watch the season premiere is because I just can't stand the whole Charlie Sheen thing. So how did he die?
It was
the whole thing?
It was weird because they started it at like a funeral and they showed this casket and everything, and they're talking about Charlie and his life and everything, and then the girl Rose comes on, and for those of you who didn't watch Two and a Half Men, she was kind of his stalker throughout the years.
I love
He had a restraining order against her, but then they ended up getting married actually at the very end of last season, and so they were off in France on a honeymoon, and she comes home and catches Charlie in the shower with another woman.
Oh, that would happen in real life, I bet.
Yeah,
true.
so she at the funeral says, like, oh, I forgave him because he was my husband and everything. But then she goes on to say, which is why I was so shocked when the next day he fell and crashed right into a train and got run over.
Him.
Exactly.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Oh no, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Oh.
Who would kill Charlie Sheen?
Are you kidding me?
A lot of people would
Except for
kill
his
Charlie Sheen.
oodles of ex-wives.
Oh yes. I mean, speaking of his ex-wives, there is Brooke Mueller, who I got to know on the show The World According to Paris by Paris Hilton. She's BFFs with Paris Hilton, and Brooke Mueller was like, oh, I'm gonna go back to Charlie, blah blah. And so it's kind of like a real life thing, like, so the same thing's happening, but I wonder if Brooke would like kill him.
Well, if you look at like the show compared to his real life, they're almost identical. Like all the women and the drugs and the drinking and all the stuff that goes on. Like it's pretty much just his life story on TV.
Maybe in real life, Ashton Kutcher will replace him.
Whoa.
That's deep, right?
Yeah, that's deep.
You know what else is deep?
What else is deep?
The Atlantic Ocean.
No way.
Which on Friday at 11:23 p.m. Got disturbed by an asteroid. Oh, no, a satellite. A satellite.
Same thing.
Okay, so yeah, on Friday night, really late at night, a satellite fell into the Atlantic Ocean. And I didn't really know about this. You see, I get texts that go to my phone from CNN News about breaking news, and I got a text while I was in bed saying, oh, satellite crashed, and I was like, oh, whatever, I'm gonna go back to sleep. But apparently it was a big deal, right?
Yeah, apparently this like huge 6-ton, 35-foot-long satellite.
That doesn't seem that big.
Well, it's pretty big.
Okay.
I don't know. It weighed a lot, I guess.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of 35 feet. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
So anyway, it came crashing down into the Atlantic Ocean.
Not an asteroid.
Not an asteroid, a satellite.
Okay, got
Or
it.
that's what NASA thinks so far, because it came down into the ocean, but pieces of it could have broken off and could have fallen anywhere around the country pretty much. Now, there have been no reported disturbances, no cities saying that they've seen parts of this satellite, but you know, people aren't really sure. There could just be parts of this satellite, you know, just hanging around the country, I guess, if it all didn't land in the ocean.
And weren't they telling people that it could be like, it could like hit us, like the East Coast,
Yeah.
it could hit land?
People were starting to wear hard hats and like
No
be
way.
concerned like that.
No way.
And I had no idea of this the entire time.
What would you do if
Neither
you
did
found out
I.
that there was a satellite that was gonna like hit your house? Wait, that's weird. I keep thinking it's an asteroid because that would be more disastrous.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It'd be more
yeah.
like movie scientific, sci-fi.
Okay, what would
sort
you
of
do if
thing.
an asteroid was about to like hit you?
I have no idea. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Yeah, you should always just wear that hard hat. I mean, I think those people had the right idea. All right, so enough with the news, current events, pop culture, all that. Get to the good stuff, the fall festivals. There are so many festivals, fairs, concerts going on right now. Probably the highest profile thing that was happening was the iHeart Music Festival, which, okay, so it's a radio sponsored festival. There's an iHeart Music app and everything. And there's this big concert in Las Vegas where they had all the biggest celebrities come and perform. So you guys have been hearing about it forever, right?
Right. I mean, it's been all over Kiss 108. Like, for months, you hear about it, and you're like, oh, maybe it's next week. And then the weeks by and go by and go by, and it's still on the radio. Like,
I was
when is it
getting sick
happening?
of it, honestly.
Same.
They keep talking about how revolutionary it's going to be. They were like, it's going to be the biggest concert of our time.
Like, I don't know if it'll be that big, but
True.
I'm sure it'll be cool and everything.
It does happen every year, right?
No, this is the first one that they've done.
Oh, wow.
Because like the iHeartRadio app is kind of new and like high tech. I've never used it personally, but it's supposed to be kind of like you can get access to like hundreds or thousands.
Yeah,
of
I think it's supposed to be
stations.
like Pandora, except like the next level up. Although I've never tried it out personally.
Pandora is too much for me to handle.
Really?
So I don't know if I can handle iHeartRadio. I'm just an old-fashioned radio kind of girl.
Yeah.
But it was strange because apparently their opening acts were Jay-Z and Coldplay, which sounds like kind of a weird combination.
Yeah, that's an extremely weird combination. Like Jay-Z, you know, hardcore rap kind of guy, and then they bring out Coldplay. Like, where do you ever think they mix?
I like Jay-Z, I like Coldplay, but together, I mean, maybe they're just trying to appeal to like a wide variety of audiences.
Yeah, they were trying to like combine two genres.
But as you can see from all these pictures, there were tons of high-profile celebrities, singers, musicians up there. And look, there's even like a country person. I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Nicki
Kenny G right
Minaj. Love that girl. Love her
love
style. Yeah, so I mean, it was really just all the current artists today that you would hear on the radio. Ooh, Carrie Underwood with her new bangs. Love it.
Great.
But yeah, so I kind of wish I could have gone.
You know what?
I wish I won the radio contest on Kids 108.
Did you call in a lot?
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like she did.
Yes.
I never call in, and then I regret it.
Yeah.
Actually, I have gotten through once. Funny story.
Really?
I'm gonna keep it short and simple, but when I was in 6th grade, the day before my first day of school, I called into Mix, went back when it was Mix 98.5, and they actually put me on the radio.
Really?
And
God.
I won free movie tickets. But it was to this theater that was like really far away from my house, and it was like out in Western Mass, and I would never go to it.
Oh, so usually usually when you call in there, like you won concert, backstage passes, or
yeah.
you won like movie tickets.
It was like
That's
kind of
cool.
a bummer, but it was awesome to hear myself on the radio.
Yeah, that's got to be
I
awesome.
never get to hear myself.
I know. Well, one time I called into a sports radio show, and it's like on delay just to make sure like they can cut it out if anybody swears or anything. So I was talking to the sports guys on the radio, and then I hung up and was listening, and I couldn't recognize myself. Didn't recognize my own voice.
Yeah, I
couldn't
sounded
tell.
pretty different, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what it was, but like electronicized or something. I don't know.
That.
But yeah, so my movie tickets are for Western Mass. If anyone's going there,
Do you still have them?
I mean, they're probably, I don't know how many, like 5 years old now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was from
Might
5
have
years
expired.
ago.
Oh,
But you
wow.
know what else is in Western Mass?
What
the
else?
Big
What
E.
else?
No way.
Yeah, yes way. It's in West Springfield, Mass. And I've never gone to it, but it's a huge Eastern States exposition where they try to maintain and develop programs that promote youth education, agriculture education, history, and leadership. Sounds like a lot of educational stuff they're trying to promote, but to me it just looks like a bunch of fun stuff. Typical fair.
Right. If you're going to promote education to kids, I mean do
you
it
have
in
to
the
have
most fun
fun
way.
kid
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Exactly.
But I heard it's a lot of fun. I've gone to something similar. I used to go to Topsfield Fair when I was little. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's kind of similar, and it was really cool because I went when I was about 10. And I don't know if you remember JoJo.
I remember
Do you remember
JoJo. I went to a
JoJo's
concert of
singer?
hers.
Doesn't she have that remake of Marvin's Room?
Yeah, she does have that.
Yeah, my friends all love that.
That's a great song.
When I went to Topsfield Fair, which is kind of like this, it was a fall festival, they had a free JoJo concert. And back then, she was like not a big deal at all. She was only like 12 or 13.
Right.
And so I was like, I don't know this girl, but whatever. And then I found out that she's actually a big deal like a year later. So I saw one of her first major concerts
What kind of-
for free.
That
Well,
is
kind
so
of on the
cool.
JoJo topic, has she done anything lately? Because
I've started to see her in
'cause
magazines.
She's
but
been like more popular, but she had fallen off for a few years. I went a few years ago. I was in the Bahamas, and I saw a concert of hers when she was like a big deal. And then I heard nothing about her until like right now.
She was in a couple movies a few years ago, like Aquamarine and RV, but since then she's kind of fallen off the star map. But yeah, she's been in a couple magazines recently, mostly for like Worst Dressed,
She's been on my
which is
celebrity website.
unfortunately. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But we have to throw it to a break now. We could go on talking forever. But when we come back, we'll have a full performance from Amanda. We'll be right back.